Something is happening in New Delhi. It's quiet, careful, deliberate, but it could reshape the entire world order. For decades, great powers tried to pull India into their orbit. Washington promised partnership. Moscow offered weapons and oil. Beijing wielded trade and pressure. But today, India is making a choice unlike any other major power: to trust no one fully, and to trust only itself. This is India's gamble. Strategic autonomy in a divided world. The 21st century is defined by rivalries: America versus China, NATO versus Russia, democracies versus autocracies. The world is splitting into camps, into blocks, into alliances that demand loyalty. You are either with us or against us. But India refuses to play by those rules. Instead of choosing sides, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his government are building a path of independence, buying Russian oil while signing defense deals with America, joining BRICS with Beijing while hosting Quad summits with Washington, Tokyo, and Canberra, talking peace in Moscow one week and signing semiconductor pacts with Silicon Valley the next. To the West, it looks contradictory. To Beijing, it looks suspicious. But to India, it is survival, and the stakes couldn't be higher. India is now the world's most populous country, the fastest-growing major economy, the linchpin of the Indo-Pacific. Everyone wants India on their side, and yet India wants to be on no one's side. Consider this. India buys weapons from Russia, but also builds drones with Israel and the United States. It leads the global South in climate talks, but also partners with the West on green technology. It talks sovereignty with China, even while its soldiers clash with Chinese troops in the Himalayas. This is not indecision. This is strategy, a refusal to be dependent, a determination to keep every door open. But here's the gamble. Can India really stand alone in a world of giants? Strategic autonomy gives flexibility, but it also comes with risks. If Washington turns hostile, trade and tech access could vanish. If Moscow falters, India's cheap energy lifeline disappears. If Beijing grows aggressive, border conflicts could spiral into war. India is walking a tightrope over a geopolitical canyon. One wrong step, and the consequences could be catastrophic. Yet for millions of Indians, this path makes sense. History has taught them that great powers cannot be trusted forever. The British Empire once promised prosperity and left behind colonization. The Soviet Union promised solidarity and collapsed overnight. America promised partnership, but now slaps tariffs and lectures on oil purchases. Trust in international politics is fragile. Independence is priceless. And so, India is betting on itself. It is building its own digital infrastructure instead of depending on Silicon Valley. It is investing in its own defense industry instead of relying only on foreign suppliers. It is trying to create its own path in energy, space, and technology, so that no country can hold it hostage. This is more than foreign policy. It is a national mindset. India will not be anyone's pawn. But will the gamble pay off? If India succeeds, it could become the first great power of the modern era to remain truly independent, shaping alliances on its own terms, without bowing to Washington, Moscow, or Beijing. If it fails, India risks isolation, pressure, and even conflict, caught between rivals too powerful to balance forever. This is why the world is watching New Delhi so closely. Because in this divided world, India's choice could determine the future of the global order. For now, one thing is clear. India's gamble is bold, risky, and deeply uncertain. But it is also a message to the world. that even in an age of giants, a nation of 1.4 billion people has the courage to chart its own course. And in that gamble lies the story of our century.